So let's hear how different band scores handle this exact question. We'll start at a band 6, then climb up to 7 and 8, really highlighting the progression. How does that sound?
Sounds like a plan. Let's hear the band 6 first.
Okay, first, here's a sample answer that would typically achieve a band 6 for this type of question. Listen closely for the vocabulary and the structure. Reads, band 6 sample answer. In general, the way Germany got its energy changed a lot from 2010 to 2020. The use of solar and wind power went up a lot, but the use of coal and natural gas went down. The biggest change was with coal power, which dropped significantly. This shows that Germany is using more green energy now.
Okay. My initial thought on this band 6 answer is that it's definitely intelligible. You understand it.
Yeah, that's clear.
The main points come across, and it's easy to follow. However, the language is, well, it's quite simple and direct. Phrases like went up a lot or went down are very common everyday phrases. And while they convey the information, they don't really go beyond the surface level. It lacks a bit of variety.
Yeah.
Which can sometimes make a response feel a bit monotonous, which just means dull and repetitive, lacking variety.
Right. It gets the job done, but doesn't particularly impress or showcase a wide range of language skills. Now, let's listen to a band 7 response for the same data. You should immediately hear a noticeable difference in the sophistication and the fluency.
Okay.
Reads, band 7 sample answer. Overall, there was a significant shift in Germany's energy consumption patterns over the decade. Renewable sources like solar and wind power witnessed a notable increase, while fossil fuel use declined. Specifically, coal saw a marked decrease, and natural gas also fell. This trend indicates a growing reliance on renewable energy sources.
Right. You can immediately hear the improvement there.
Definitely.
The speaker uses more natural discourse markers. These are, words and phrases that help organize and connect ideas, making your speech flow smoothly.
Like signposts.
Exactly, like signposts for your listener. Things like overall specifically. And the vocabulary is more precise. Words like significant shift or witnessed a notable increase. They already elevate the response. It moves away from that simple everyday language towards a more, maybe, academic tone.
I can definitely feel the difference. It sounds much more fluent, more organized. And now, for our aspiring high scorers, the Band 8 example, this is where linguistic mastery really starts to, well, shine.
Okay, the top tier.
Here we go. Reads Band 8 sample answer. To a large extent, the data highlights a fundamental transformation in Germany's energy sector between 2010 and 2020. The exponential growth of solar and wind power was mirrored by a precipitous decline in coal and natural gas use. Ultimately, this underscores a clear shift towards sustainable energy alternatives.
Well, okay. Here, we're seeing truly sophisticated language.
Yeah.
Notice the complex grammatical structures, the academic tone, and those advanced collocations, words that naturally go together. It really elevates the description to an analytical level. It's not just describing what happened, but interpreting its broader meaning and impact. This answer uses vocabulary that allows for highly nuanced expression, showing not just what changed, but how dramatically or how fundamentally it changed.
Okay, that was a fantastic demonstration of the progression through the bands. Now, let's unpack some of this incredible vocabulary we just heard.
Let's start with that Band 7 answers opening. Overall, there was a significant shift. What does overall do there?
Right, overall, it introduces a general summary or conclusion, doesn't it? It's like stepping back and looking at the big picture before you dive into all the tiny details.
Precisely. It signals to the examiner, okay, I'm about to give you the main headline, demonstrating good control of structure. It sets the stage perfectly. Now, consider significant shift. This isn't just big change. Significant means important or meaningful. And shift implies a noticeable movement or alteration. Together, they create a stronger, more academic expression. Much better than changed a lot.
I see. It's more precise. So if I were to say something was striking, like maybe a striking increase, what does that add?
Good one. Striking means it's very noticeable or impressive. It's something that really catches your attention, something that strikes you immediately as important or unusual.
Got it. Adds emphasis.
Exactly. And similarly, dramatic, like a dramatic fall. That describes a sudden, significant, and often impressive change. It suggests a rapid and notable alteration, something with a big impact.
Okay, and we heard witnessed a notable increase. What about notable?
Notable means worthy of attention or notice. It's a step up from just an increase that signals importance. So, witnessed a notable increase sounds more formal and highlights the importance of the growth.
I love how these words paint a clearer picture. Now, in the Band 8 response, we heard, to a large extent. What does that phrase do?
To a large extent. That means mostly, or to a great degree. It sort of covers a big part of an idea, a large portion of the overall picture. It's a sophisticated way to qualify your statement, showing you're not making an absolute claim, but acknowledging it's largely true, shows nuance.
Right, it's not black and white. And then a fundamental transformation. That sounds really significant.
It is powerful. Fundamental means very basic or essential, the core. And transformation is a complete change. So a fundamental transformation isn't just a small tweak, it's a deep, core, and complete change in the very nature of something. A brilliant collocation for major shifts.
Wow, so instead of just things changed, you're saying the very foundations were remade. That's a huge difference.
Exactly.
And then exponential growth. I remember that from math class. Does it mean the same thing here?
Pretty much. It means extremely rapid growth, like a curve that gets steeper and steeper. It implies something is growing at an accelerating rate, faster and faster.
Okay, so really, really fast growth.
Precisely. It's a specific term indicating that kind of accelerating growth. And this growth was mirrored by a decline. What does mirrored suggest?
Mirrored, like a mirror image. So as one thing went up really fast, another went down in a similar corresponding way.
Exactly. It means reflected or copied something else. So as renewables grew exponentially, fossil fuels declined sharply, almost like a mirror image. It beautifully connects two contrasting trends, showing you see the relationship.
That's a fantastic image. It shows a deeper understanding, not just listing facts. And precipitous decline. That sounds quite intense.
It is. Precipitous comes from precipice, the edge of a cliff. So precipitous decline is a very sudden and steep fall, almost like falling off a cliff.
Wow.
It's far stronger than went down a lot or even dropped significantly. It conveys a sense of rapid, possibly uncontrolled, and very significant reduction.
That's so vivid, it adds so much more meaning and impact. And then the Band 8 response concluded with, ultimately, this underscores a clear shift. Let's break down ultimately and underscores.
Okay. Ultimately means finally, or in the end. It signals you're drawing a final conclusion from the evidence presented. And underscores means it emphasizes or highlights something important, like you'd underline a word in text to make it stand out. So the trend emphasizes or highlights the shift.
Got it. So those words tie everything together neatly and emphasize the main takeaway.
Exactly. They show the examiner you can build a cohesive argument and draw strong conclusions. Now you'll notice we just went through vocabulary, and implicitly we've started talking about why these words matter for your score, which brings us directly to the IELTS assessment criteria. Understanding these is, well, step one to unlocking higher bands.
Let's break those down then. Fluency and coherence first.
Right. Fluency and coherence. This is all about how smoothly and logically your ideas flow. At band 6, you might hear simple connectors like and or but. The flow is okay, generally understandable, but it can feel a bit, maybe, disjointed. The ideas don't always connect seamlessly, and there might be some hesitation.
Okay, understandable, but maybe a bit choppy.
Yeah. Then at band 7, the answers use more natural discourse markers, those connecting words and phrases we talked about, like overall, specifically, however. This helps organize ideas much better, making the speech sound more natural and way easier to follow. It guides the listener.
So smoother transitions, better signposting.
Exactly. And for band 8, you get a truly seamless flow. Sophisticated linking phrases like, to a large extent, ultimately, or in contrast, are used effortlessly. It shows a clear, logical progression of ideas. There are virtually no awkward pauses or repetitions just to fill time. It's very smooth.